Hi, I'm Joshua Fields Milburn, and this is Ryan Nicodemus, and together we are the Minimalists. We're currently on a 100-city tour filming Minimalism, a documentary about the important things.
And we've got some questions from you guys on Twitter, so we're gonna have a little Q&A session right now. You ready for the first question?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
It's from Brian Song. How much stuff can you possess and still call yourself a minimalist? Is this about the stuff?
It's 143 items exactly.
I wasn't done reading the question.
Oh.
I'll read it again. How much stuff can you possess and still call yourself a minimalist? Is it about the stuff? Particularly families. Josh?
So I don't think it's just about the stuff, but I think the stuff is sort of the initial bite at the apple that changes everything. Minimalism allowed me to get the stuff out of the way so I could figure out what was important in my life, because I had gotten to a point where I thought the accumulation of things was going to make me happy, and it turns out that that wasn't true. Once I got everything that I ever wanted, it turns out that everything I ever wanted wasn't actually what I wanted at all. So getting the stuff out of the way that wasn't really bringing value to my life was really important. But that does look different for families. He's absolutely right. Because if you're in a different circumstance, like our friend Leo Babalta, he runs a website called Zen Habits, and he has 6 kids and he lives in the city in San Francisco. Or if you look at Joshua Becker, who lives in the suburbs and has a house and a full-time job, it's a little bit different for him as well. So I think it's different for everyone. We all have our own circumstances, our own unique circumstances. So we need to figure out how many possessions are right for us. It's not about getting down to a number. It's about figuring out what adds value to our lives.
Yeah, I wish you could just put a number on it. That would make it so much easier. Like, oh, I've accumulated my 150 possessions. I'm now a minimalist. Here's my certificate. And for each child I have, I can add an additional 50 items. It's just not how it works. Like Josh said, everyone has different circumstances, different needs, and it's about living deliberately, and it's about choosing to bring things into your life, whether it's possessions, whether it's relationships, or how you spend your time. It's about using your resources at hand deliberately and not consuming yourself with anxiety and stress over compulsory consumption. All right, you want to read the next question?
Yeah.
Ask me an easy one.
Aubrey Lab, her Twitter handle is @Aubrey_Lab, asks, how do you know you are a minimalist?
That's a good question, Aubrey. I wasn't a minimalist until I said so. There is, again, no rules around what a minimalist is for me, and I would think Josh would agree. It's about living by a philosophy. It's about living deliberately. It's about really asking the question of what adds value in my life. And as I said earlier in the previous question, or the previous answer to the previous question, it's not just about the stuff. It's about how you spend your time. It's about the people, the relationships you bring into your life. Are you hanging out with people? Are you associating with people who are supporting you, who are adding value to your life? Or are you hanging out with people who are dragging you down, or maybe not supporting you as much as they should? It's about asking really important questions and really doing your best to live a meaningful life. And a meaningful life is going to be different for everyone.
You know, we've joked that we should create a rule book for minimalism, a 500-page rule book, and you open it up, it's nothing but blank pages. And I think there aren't any specific rules for minimalism. It really has to do with, does everything you own serve a purpose, or does it bring you joy? And if it doesn't, are you able to get rid of it? And then Ryan's right, it bleeds over into other areas of life as well, whether that's your health or your relationships. It's about figuring out what's actually important.
Next question. Oh, here's a softball for you.
Oh, thank you. Underhead pitch.
This is from Sarah Lucinda Jones. How has minimalism changed your lives?
I've never been happier. I'm 32 now, and I've never been happier in my entire life. And I'm less stressed. The people around me say I'm much calmer than what I was in my life of yesteryear. And my relationships are a lot more meaningful. I'm a lot more healthy, and I think most important, I'm growing and I'm contributing to other people. And so minimalism has allowed me to do all of those things, and I've seen thousands of other people that have been able to do that as well.
Yeah, I've been able to focus on the things that are truly important. Well, minimalism helped me really figure out what was truly important, where I was putting all of my efforts, all of my energy into accumulating a better job title or a bigger house or a newer car or the latest TV or the latest gadgets, whatever it may be. You know, I was able to transition my energy into focusing on things like my health, my relationships, pursuing or cultivating a passion, contributing and growing, like Josh mentioned. And growth, that's probably the biggest thing I've gotten from minimalism. It's helped me grow in a whole new way. And growth it's a basic human instinct. Everyone has the intrinsic desire to grow in some way.
All right, Abby is asking this question. She says, do you see yourselves writing and speaking more about spiritual, philosophical, and mental minimalism?
Interesting. That's a three-part question. I'll talk about the spirituality part of it because that's what we get asked all the time. We will be at an event signing books and someone will come up to us and say, it is so nice to see two young Christians spreading the message of Jesus. And we're like, yeah, that's great. Thanks for the compliment. And then a few people later, they will say, you know, it is so nice to see two young Buddhists going out and spreading the message of Buddhism. In fact, we got an email not too long ago from a gentleman who said, you know, Muhammad was the original minimalist. We do not have any spiritual advice for anyone. This is applicable to any background, any religion. I think that there are recipes here, 2 different recipes with great ingredients that you can choose which ingredients to use in your life.
Yeah, we know minimalists who are pastors, we know minimalists who are atheists, we even know a minimalist rabbi. So we know all kinds of different minimalists, and regardless of your spiritual beliefs, minimalism can apply to your life so you can live more deliberately. I think the tenets of most religions encourage people to live more deliberately.
Yeah.
In terms of the mental clutter, for me, there's no question that the material possessions of my life were just a physical manifestation of an internal clutter, whether that was mental or emotional or whatever. And I found that you can call it meditation. In our book, Everything That Remains, we talk about the 20 minutes of awesome, and it's just like spending 20 minutes a day doing nothing. And so figuring out how to clear your mind. And I think clearing the clutter from your life allows you to clear the clutter inside as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Wanna do one more?
Yeah. Oh, here's a great question. This is from Lala. And I'm going to preface the question with this. People ask us all the time how to make money from their passions. And I think people get confused and they see how Josh and I had this successful blog as us somehow like just quitting our jobs and starting a blog. So Lala's question is this. How can one quickly and efficiently create gainful self-employment using their talents at little to no monetary costs?
You can't. That's just not. I mean, the question is, how do I get rich quick?
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And the answer to that is it's the wrong question. And the question that we need to ask is, what am I passionate about? If I don't know what I'm passionate about, what can I cultivate into a passion? What is something I'm interested in that maybe I can work really hard at and I can drudge through the drudgery? Because Ryan and I certainly didn't do anything quickly. I wrote fiction for over a decade, and I wrote and had stacks of rejection letters. So there was nothing overnight about our overnight success. And we've put in a lot of work, and it's something we're really passionate about, whether it's writing or contributing to other people or mentoring, or I teach a writing class, or a lot of things that we do as entrepreneurs. But it's about putting in the time, putting in the effort. And there's a lot of mundane tasks, a lot of tedium, but you have to realize that once the excitement wanes, you have to still be willing to put in the work. You have to drudge past the drudgery in order to receive the real payoff. That's what passion is. It's not about getting excited about an idea and then quickly and efficiently making money from it. In fact, when Ryan and I started the Minimalists.com, we didn't expect to make any money from it. We started to share our journeys, to add value to other people's lives. And after about 9 or 10 months, people kept asking us to write a book about minimalism, and so we did. And eventually we started making an income off of going that route, but that wasn't our intention. I think if your intention is to instantly make money off of your passion, you're probably going about it the wrong way. Cultivate something into a passion, and then find someone who has a recipe who does make money off of it. I think that's great. There's nothing wrong with earning money from something you're passionate about. I think it's great if you can, but if it's the number one driver of what you're doing, you're going to lose sight of your real priorities.
It takes a lot of work to make money off of your passion, because we're certainly not rich. So we have no advice for you on how to get rich off your passion, but if you cultivate it long enough and you work hard, you might be able to make a little bit of an income, and if you're a minimalist, you have less bills, so you don't need as much to live off of, which is kind of the beauty of that. So, yeah. Cool, great questions, and we'll continue to answer them as we get them on Twitter.
All right, ready?
Yes. All right, man, we're doing it live.
We're gonna do rapid Q&A.
Malibu. What hair product do I use? Surprisingly, I don't use any.
Wait, that's a question from @RyanNicodemus.
And here's a question. Has anyone told you you look like Steve Buscemi? I'm just kidding. Malibu.
I have no idea what that's from.
I made it up.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I'll just do this.
All right, stop.